Okay, so, well, first of all, before doing a proper introduction about this project, if you get a check on my channel and everything by any reason, and you find out that the content is in another language directly, that's because, well, I decided to make this project on English, aside from not being my native language, so I can give a try to make this get to be known as much as possible and try to get as much people as I can do to this project. So, putting that aside, what is this? What am I trying to achieve? So, this game I want to make, or I'm working on, is going to be a type of horror game, not your classic horror game. And by that I mean it's not gonna be like these type of games which are just full of jump scares and all those stuff. I want to make something that feels in the horror aspect of the tension, of the danger. Those type of things are the ones I'm looking to achieve for this project. As quick examples of what am I trying to achieve are Iron Lungs. That game is one of the ones I think are an amazing reference, and even Bloodborne, which is going to be one of my main inspirations for this project, because indeed, Bloodborne, it has pretty much all of the horror aspects. It's literally a Lovecraft horror game, and that's what am I looking for. And on this case, RPG Maker is not an easy one. Like, it is, but it's not. Why? Well, because it's so easy to make a game on RPG Maker that it's so hard to make it pop off from the rest. Because since you already got all the tiles and all the elements pretty much, you could just do a game with that and that's it. Or you can import some art, still keeping the tile set, which is the hardest part from my experience, and that's it. But it's gonna look like another one. Like, all of the projects are gonna look the exact same. Or you can do parallax mapping, which is just something that it's done so much. Like, there's generally so many using parallax mapping, I don't feel it's unique enough anymore. In this case, I'm doing my own tile set, but since this is hard as freak, I'm doing this only with what am I doing using at the moment. On this case, what we're seeing is I'm doing the ones I'm using at the moment. As you previously saw, there is a house. On this house, I'm changing the tiles that use this house. And what artistic style am I looking for? If you haven't noticed already, hopefully you have, because that means I'm doing a great job at doing it, I'm looking to imitate what a child can draw. Like, what a child draws. And also, what people with mental issues draw. Like, that's the vibe I'm looking for. A mix of both a child's drawing and something that somebody with mental illness did draw as well. So I'm essentially doing that, although it might look simple, but believe me, it's not that simple. It takes quite a lot of time, more than what I was expecting, even though it's supposed to be simply. Like, it's supposed to be simplistic, but it's not. Now, why am I looking for this? Well, not just because I don't think I have the skills enough for this, although I might be able to over time. Overcoming that part is just getting on practice, but it's an art style I think it can get quite great on how it looks. I have done some other stuff. It's not being showed at the moment. Like right now, you're seeing me working on the tile set speed up by 10 times as fast. But I have seen interesting and good results, which is why I have hope on this style. Now, what am I expecting, or what would you expect on this game? Well, you will expect to see these cosmic horror things, monsters from that looks from another dimension. I'm gonna try to base myself a lot on Lovecraft and other works, but not just those. I am also gonna base some on other legends and mythical creatures, cryptics, like the Wendigo. I know there was one who is almost the same as the Wendigo, but it's from the Russian folklore. I'm going to be looking at that one. I'm also going to look at some others so I can get some interesting results, either directly from those, like those direct monsters, or based off of them. And I have done some. Now, what is this game even about? Like, I'm already 7 minutes on explaining this, but I have not said about the game specifically. What is it about? So, the main character is Amy. Amy is a young woman who had a rough childhood. She used to explore a lot, like she liked to go out and explore the woods. She did not like to stay at her home at all, for things that you will see once I release this game. Now, this was not like anything bad at all, if it wasn't because one day when she was exploring, she fell off a hole. This hole turned out to be a cave, which actually had bricks. So she felt curious about it. She decided to get in deep and see what was this cave about. It was actually something from an older civilization or a cult, something that she doesn't know anything about. And she just decides to keep exploring this place. It was a little bit odd, some weird stuff she was looking at, stone carves and all this stuff, until she actually finds out what it seems like a stone seal. This stone seal, it was weird and had this odd shape on it. So she just took it. She didn't really mind too much about that. And then she found this stone pilar, which actually had a hole for this seal. She decided to just place it on. She didn't thought too much about that. This was way too much before the game, years before, so she was really much younger. Turns out that was her worst idea, because things will start to happen. Monsters will start to be released. Nowhere was any play, and no place was safe enough for anybody. So that's when everything happens. When people have the need to hide, because creatures which seek to feed from human flesh start to appear. And this is how they start to believe day by day. And the protagonist as well. Even though she was not anymore normal. When she placed that seal, started to see weird stuff happening on her. She started to have abilities which she's not supposed to have. Things that no normal human is supposed to have. She was able to teleport from there right away. She started to be able to burn things out of nowhere just by seeing at them. She started to be able to shut a lighting from her eyes, directly from her eyes. She had pretty much magic, which wasn't even a thing on her world. Except all this comes with a cost. She cannot withstand this because all this, it's above her comprehension. It's above human comprehension. And it reflects on her. It's going to reflect so much, it actually affects the gameplay. This magic system that I'm developing here, because that's pretty much what it is, it's a magic system, is not gonna be like one that you can use your magic all the time. She can get crazy by using it. So you gotta use it, you gotta be careful with that. And that's pretty much what do I have. Like, I have been working some more on this. I'm looking to at all these different stuff. Like the game, it's called NOMISPHOBE, which is also the currency of the game, which is related to the mind, to the human mind. And that's another thing. The magic is not the only thing that affects her mind and the only thing that affects the gameplay. She also the currency, it's come from their mind. So using the coin or the currency also affects the gameplay. She also gets crazier.